to alarm you. If you ask me to stay, I would be charmed to. You all have such cozy little lives. How do you survive? I bet I wish I knew, but you've got a lovely little secret. You're tired of feeling awful small, so you give Mr. Alistair a call to make a deal. Because you're hungry for the sights, you wanna see them, earthly delights. You feel you need them, your appetite, I'll help you feed them. I'll be a sweet radio demon. What's your hunger has abated? Don't forget your friend who waited. Watch as you indulge your thirst. And did I mention that you're cursed? Pleasure to play how I enjoy.
Okay, ladies and gents, that was Alistair's game, and I forgot to like that song. I am stupid. I've listened to this so many times, and I forgot to like it. Damn. But anyways, that was Alistair's game, and today's what if is quite the curious one. It's what if Issei from High School DxD became the Grim Reaper. Now, the reason why I said this is interesting is because I'm mainly known for, what if Deku, not what if Issei. So, I'm gonna be crossing into new territory. As I said, I would be doing more content during the summer. I am so sorry. I've been caught up on scripting and stuff like that. One of the videos I've made was what if Issei was adopted by the Grim Reaper. But yeah. And now in this one, I'm gonna be using the Viking version of the Grim Reaper. I'm gonna use their name. And yes, it sounds like Thanos. It is not Thanos. I looked it up. Hold up. I'll pull the evidence up. Okay, you see, one of the first ones, Thanos. I hope I said that correctly, and I'm not butchering one of my own religion's names. But yeah. So, not Deku, I'm so used to doing Deku what ifs. But, so we begin this with Issei. He's getting abused by his parents and stuff like that because I've gone a couple videos without a tragic backstory. One of them was my Bill Cipher one, which I'm still working on. I had the script done and everything. I have the script done and everything for that video. I'm just working out some final kinks with it. Like, who's the ship gonna be, and what pictures I'm gonna use. It's gonna be like one of my best what ifs. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna be working on this series, and yes, I'm actually gonna finish a series, guys. I know it's impressive. Well, either that or I'll just turn this into a one shot. Don't know yet. Let's find out. So, he said he became stumbling over my own script. Sorry. He said he was being abused, and this is a regular thing for him. They always abuse him for no reason, like generally no reason. So, oh yeah, I need to set the coffee pot. Do I want to do that right now? And I can wait. So, but anyways, sorry guys. So, Issei, he's being abused in every single way possible. His girlfriend cheated on him. earlier that year, and yes, he's gonna be canon age because why not? And Issei, his girlfriend cheated on him, and he just gave up on life. Like, he's on the top of a rooftop, he getting ready to jump, and like, everybody really noticed he was depressed because he's still in in middle school he was a pervert, and that kind of followed into his high school years. But like his second year of high school, they noticed like he became more depressed, and he really just stopped talking in general and looking at people in general. The only thing he would really do is just kind of like sit there and contemplate life, basically. And people always crack jokes like, "Hey man, you look so depressed, you might as well like go jump off a building or something like that." And you say he's taking them up on that, and that day, and he's on the top of a rooftop. He about to do it, man. But then a cloaked figure would appear. Not this dude. This is what Issei's gonna end up looking like. Hold up, let me pull up a picture of what the cloaked dude would look like. This dude would show up and he's like, "So, are you really about to kill yourself?" Issei, he would be like, "Oh, holy, who are you?" He would be like, "Oh, holy crap, who are you?" No, he would be like, "Oh, nah, rewind, sorry. My script is kind of all over the place." And he would say, "Yeah, I'm about to jump. Why? What's it to you?" And he would say, "It wouldn't matter if you jumped or not. You would still survive." He says like, "How do you know that?" He says, "Easy, because you're the one that's gonna be replacing me. I chose your destiny at birth." And he says, "That's kind of messed up. You're gonna choose what I become and what I do from when I was a child. That's kind of messed up, man." He's like, yeah. I mean, I didn't plan on you becoming a pervert. Well, at least you grew out of that." It says, "I didn't grow out of it." He grew out of that. He really only pretended like he was because his only two friends that he was able to make were perverts, so he just went along with the act. So, yeah. And Issei was like, "Yeah, I kind of grew out of that. Wish the other two would have." It says, "That's not important, though. Your destiny is a lot greater than theirs would ever be. You are just destined to become the next Grim Reaper. You should feel honored. Me and Odin picked you specifically for the job. You will be the only Grim Reaper to ever exist after I die. Because once I die, then a new Grim Reaper gets appointed, and there can only be one Grim Reaper at a time, including the other religions. So basically, all the religions have to agree on the Grim Reaper, on who the Grim Reaper should be. So basically, everybody agreed on me being the Grim Reaper for some reason." He says, "It's precisely. I mean, I don't know why we did, but we viewed that you were a nice person and would do anything in your power to help people. Well, what happens if I don't want to become the Grim Reaper?" He says, "And that's really not your choice to make. So basically, you're forcing me to do something I may not want to do. Wonder where that's happened to me before," he would say. Says, what do you mean by that? Wow, for somebody that chooses my destiny, you really don't know a lot about me. Hey, I choose the destiny. I don't watch over the people I choose their destinies for. And Issei sighs, fine. And Issei would just explain everything that his parents have done to him and stuff like that. And the Grim Reaper Hugo, they did what now? And Issei would have looked at him. He was like, I don't remember stuttering at all. And the Grim Reaper would say, I'm sorry that that's happened to you, but in hindsight, that gives you a better judgment of character than most other Grim Reapers. Because most of us have to learn the hard way how to judge characters and stuff like that. You can easily judge the characters of people and choose where they go, because that's pretty much your job. You don't even have to take their souls or anything or deliver them to whatever place they go to. You just judge where they go. So say for example, if you were to die right now, I would judge whether you go to heaven, hell, Valhalla, etc., he would say. So basically, I just do nothing but paperwork. And he says, no. You attend important meetings as well regarding, like, you would just explain the job basically to him. And Issei would have been like, that sounds extremely boring. Well, kid, the job isn't supposed to be fun. If it was, then I would keep this job forever. Which I very well can. But there can only be 2 Grim Reapers at a time. Issei would look at him, he would say, okay. Ooh, I have an idea then, he would say. And he says, oh. Issei would look at him, he would say, you like the job, right? You like living for eternity and stuff like that? He says, yes. I take it that would be taken away from you after you give up the titles Grim Reaper, right? He says, precisely. He says, what happens if I make you Assistant Grim Reaper? Like you assist me and stuff like that, and you help me judge whether or not the souls go to heaven or hell. Since you would have more experience than me in doing the job, it would actually make things a lot more easier. And Issei would just explain like his idea, and the Grim Reaper would say, that's a clever idea. I'm down. He says, okay. So how do we get this how do we convince the other people, the other religions and stuff for this? He says, don't know, but we'll figure it out. Wow. Okay, he would say. And Issei would be looking around. No. Issei would... God, this script's hard to read in the dark, and I don't feel like turning on the light. Issei would have, been teleported to, like, a giant room where the, where the leaders of each faction is at. And they say, oh, you got the boy. Good. I'm guessing you already explained everything. What am I gonna call him? Thomas. Yep, he would be, Thomas. And Issei would just basically be the actual Grim Reaper. It's just more or less he's like the assistant, but he basically does everything he would regularly he would do regularly. He would just ask Issei's opinion on it in hindsight. But to the gods, Issei would be doing all the work. Basically, the Grim, the, the Grim Reaper, Thomas and Issei would explain that, and the gods would look at it as, oh, so basically the kid's doing all the work. And Thomas and Issei let them believe that. So yeah. Hold up, guys. I'm gonna set the coffee pot and get that ready for in the morning for when my dad wakes up. I mean, I'm still gonna try to explain it, but if my voice seems a little bit quiet, then y'all know why. Cause y'all can see the time on my phone. It's 2 a.m. It's 2:33 a.m. So yeah. So Thomas and Issei get the training. Y'all might be like, wait, training? How do they train? And what do they train in? Because yeah. So basically, like each leader of the faction teaches not each leader. Basically all the gods from every single faction except for Heaven, because in High School DxD canon, God is dead. So yeah. So basically Michael and the rest of the archangels would teach Issei like light manipulation and stuff like that. And Azazel would teach Issei and everything. And Sir Zack's Lucifer and the for Satan's would also teach Issei, along with the Greek gods, Roman gods, Norse gods, which is what I believe in. They would all teach Issei something of value and stuff like that. And this all took the time span of a couple years. I'm gonna say like 2 years. No. I'm gonna say this took like 3 months because I still want him to be like canon age and stuff like that. I think he's like 16. That's besides the point. Issei would have. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be putting water in the coffee pot so I can put it in the coffee machine and stuff like that. So it's gonna be loud. Okay. So, basically everybody trains Issei, and he grows to hate a specific devil because of what he's done to his peerage and everything above. Issei had a personal vendetta against Riser Phoenix because of what he's done to his peerage and stuff like that. Hold up. Okay, sorry. I'd do some. So Issei would had a personal vendetta against Riser Phoenix, and this led to like several fights and stuff like that, with Issei always winning. And this is what Issei looks like right now. This minus the skeleton. Like, he's not a skeleton or anything. But let me pull up a picture of what he looks like underneath the cloak. Underneath the cloak would be this. And Issei's hair would actually be blonde. And he would be built exactly like Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. And also, this is the oh, never mind. Down here, you can see like the person who made it and stuff like that. None of the images in this video belong to me. So yeah. Issei would this would be basically this is what Issei would wear when he's not on the job, basically. Or training. But any other time, this is Issei's go-to outfit. Except without the bandages around his waist. Because Issei has a very confident six-pack. You'd be wearing when Issei's not on the job, he would be wearing all this, usually with a t-shirt, as you all see in these pictures. So yeah. But any other time, Issei would be wearing this. So yeah. But Issei, he absolutely despises what's his name? Riser Phoenix. And yeah. So one of these days, he's just chilling in hell, and he's like taking a nap on a hammock that he put up in a garden that usually doesn't get visited to that often. At least that's what he thought, because usually all the times he went there, and there's not a single person there. So he just put up a hammock and chillaxed and passed out. So as he's taking a nap, he would feel somebody kind of like shake him. And he would open his eye. Well, he would kind of open one eye and he'd say, What? Who is it? What do you want is wrong? He would say exactly like that. And he would hear a voice. A very familiar voice. What are you doing here, Master Issei? And he would say, for one, I told you to stop calling me Master. And for two, I'm not your master, he would say. Technically, that's Sir Zex. She says, yes, but he does have me chaperone you, so technically... No, sorry, tripping up on words. Well, technically he relieved me of duty and assigned me to you, so technically you are my master. Issei would sigh. He would give a sigh of defeat. He would say, what do you want, Graveyard? He would say. She would say, I just want to know what you're doing here at this garden. Pretty much any other time. I saw that nobody goes here and I just decided to take a nap. Why, what's up? She would say, oh, well, this is the garden, this is like my garden and stuff like that. The one, I would take Rias to. So I keep it maintained and stuff like that. It says, oh, okay, I'm sorry for any disrespect. I'll pack up my hammock and leave then and find another one. She would say, no, you can stay, Are you sure? I don't want to be disrespectful. I am technically a guest to hell and stuff like that. She would say, no, it's okay. And Issei would say, "Are you sure?" She would say, "Yep." And he would say, "Okay." Oh, and Saraful and Sir Zex would like to ask a favor of you. They told me to tell you whenever I find you, or if I find you. And he would say, "Oh, well, they like to ask me." "Oh no, want to find out?" He'd say, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And today's Issei's day off, so he's wearing the Mikey uniform. And of course, he's wearing these exact same boots, but they black. He has on the black Tims. So, Issei, he walks up and he's like, "Yo, Sir Zex, Saraffle, what's up?" And Saraffle is, Sona Sitri's, big sister, I believe. So, yeah. So, oh, hey, say we were wondering where you were. "Oh, I was just at, a garden taking a nap in my hammock while I was up." They're like, "We would like to ask a favor from you." "Yep, I know, Grafia already told me." They say, "Oh, okay." So Issei would have looked at them and said, "So, what favor would y'all like to ask of me?" Hopefully it's not to take a soul to heaven or hell," he would say sarcastically, because they figured it out. They're like, they asked Issei if, because they see how lazy he is, so they kind of figured it out that that whole setup thing. He basically set them up to let him become the Grim Reaper, only for the current Grim Reaper just to stay there and just ask Issei whether or not they go to heaven or hell and stuff like that. And it really doesn't matter what Issei would say, because the Grim Reaper, Thanos would just pick the right one anyways, so yeah. And they would kind of just like roll their eyes at Issei whenever he said, take like a soul to heaven or hell or something like that. And they would say, no, it's to ask if you would look over our baby sisters for us." And Issei would have looked at them and like, "What? You want me to do what now?" "Since you're not technically doing your job as Grim Reaper, we could tell the other faction leaders and, well, get you in trouble and make you have to do it, or you could do as we want and you just look over our baby sisters." And Issei would have looked at them. I'm sorry. He would have looked at them and he would have been like, "Man, some BS. No, man. Fine, I'll do it." And they'll say, "Okay. Well, you'll be going to Hayoto High, whatever school they go to in canon, he would be going to." And he would just go there, and they would have got him this super big house. Well, no. They wanted him to stay discreet, so they got him like a decent house and stuff like that. And he also met Kuroka, Konako's sister, and he proved her innocence and had her straight devil status removed and stuff like that. Even though she tried to do the deed with him, he avoided that trap. He avoided that, and yeah. So now they're really good friends and stuff like that. And he said he would try to help her find her sister in any way he can. Just let him know, and he'll try. and she told him okay. So yeah, she told him he doesn't have to help find her sister and stuff like that. She'll find Sharon on her own. Issei would have said okay, and yeah, I forgot to mention that whenever he was like doing training and stuff like that. So Issei would have he would be walking back to the school he once attended, and he would walk back in, and everybody would see this. They're like, "What? Who is he?" They would basically think, because well, there's no dress codes or anything, so they're just allowed to wear whatever they want. So Issei, he walks up exactly like this, exactly what you see in this picture, including the black Tims. So yeah, and they're like, man, I might as well just keep this up for now. So they're like, who is he? And as Issei is walking up, a very familiar face would get in front of him. Sona Sitri. Who are you? My name is Issei Hiyoto. Yours? She would say, oh, I'm Sona Sitri. It's nice to see you again. Good thing it's not in the office this time. Issei would have kind of scratched the back of his head nervously. He was saying, I'm sincerely sorry about all those times that's happened. And he would actually bow to her, something that the perverted Issei would have never done. And she noticed this, and she'll say, there's no need to bow. And he says, there kind of is. I'm incredibly sorry, and I promise I have changed, and if those two meatheads that I've called friends haven't, I'll make them, he would say. I give you my word. And she sensed this dark energy radiating off of him. And as he gets up and he steps to the side and he's about to walk forward and he says, oh yeah. And he would whisper this on the side of her. He would whisper, Swaffle says hi. And she would say, wait, you know my. And Issei would look at her and he would give her a wink and a smile. That smile. He would give her this smile along accompanied with a wink. So she would say, this could either be good news or bad news. I do not know which, and I do not want to find out, she would say. She would think to herself. I'll let Rias know, she would think right away. So as he's walking in, and I do mean all of the ladies are simping over Issei because, well, I mean, who wouldn't though? Issei looks like this. What chick in that show wouldn't simp over him? So he's walking in, and I forgot his two friends. Monohamaru, I believe one of them was named. He would find his two friends, and they're like, who? Now the two perverts, the two biggest perverts of the entire school would walk up to him. They're like, who are you? And Issei would have just looked at them, and he's like, y'all two really don't remember me? Issei, Hiyoto, remember? Like, ain't no way in hell. Dude, you have a full 6-pack now. Dude, your muscle, dude, what happened to you? For starters, I stopped being like y'all two. And second of all, if I ever catch y'all two being perverts, I'm gonna beat the hell out y'all, he would say. Them being shocked that Issei would say that, thinking he's bluffing, like, yeah, sure. So, we saw you talking to one of the great ladies. And basically, they would be perverts and stuff like that. And Issei would just look at them and he would sigh. I warned y'all. Issei would just gut punch both of them, making them cough and fall down to the ground. Now, I told y'all two be perverts, y'all gonna get the fuck out, gonna get beaten up. Now, do y'all think I'm bluffing now? And no, not at all. This is good. I'm gonna keep an eye on y'all. I have eyes everywhere, he would say. And he would walk off. And all the ladies like, hey, what's her name? He says, Issei Hiyoto. And they all like, what? Dude, they're all confused, like, no way. He says, yeah. I can name all the times y'all beating me up for perverted things, he'd say. And he would do as such. And they're like, no way. So, yep. And after, that, and they kind of just stopped leaving him alone. After they would just leave him alone afterwards. So yeah. Oh yeah, and he's also a missing person. Like his family reported him missing and stuff like that. So yeah. And no, they didn't report him missing or anything. Oh yeah, and he has like scars all over his body, especially on like his chest and his back and stuff like that. If y'all remember when Mihawk cut Zoro across the chest, he has one of those across his as well. Exactly like Zoro from One Piece. So yeah. And they're like, and he's not wearing a shirt. He does not care. He has the bandages around his waist, so they kind of let it slide. So yeah. And yeah. And during lunch, we would go to the occult research club where Rias is at. And Sonia is explaining like the new boy. Well, Issei Hiyoto knows his sister. Knows my sister. Sonia would say. No way. He Sorry, I was reading the text message that popped up on Discord that y'all saw. So yeah, anyways. Man. So basically Sonia would explain pretty much everything that she knows about this Issei, and they're like, what's his involvement with the supernatural and stuff like that? So they have Konako go spy on him, along with Kiba and Sachi. Sachi is a part of Sonia's peerage he took up for pawns. So yeah. You say he's sitting on top of the rooftop he tried to commit suicide on, but ultimately ended up failing for the better. And he's just sitting up there eating his lunch that Grafia made him, which he loves her cooking. Like, dude, she best cook in that show, hands down. He would think, well, yeah. And he's sitting there eating his food, which I'ma say is some meatloaf with some mashed potatoes and green beans. And he's sitting there eating his food, and a person would come and sit right next to him. And he would look over and he would say, "Oh, you're Kuroka, right?" And she would nod her head. He would say, "Oh, it's nice to formally meet you, Kuroka." She would say, "Likewise." And Issei would get up and he would bow. He would say, "I'm sorry for the perversions, well, all my perverted deeds I've done in the past, along with those two meatheads that I have called friends. So I hope you can find a way to forgive me. I don't really care what happens to us, like Tito," he would say. And she would be surprised, seeing that what some of the stuff is true, and he actually is trying to better himself and stuff like that. And she would say, "Okay," she would say, "I'll forgive you. I'll give you 1 month to prove that you better yourself, because you've only been here for 1 day, in my defense." And Issei would say, "That's fair." And he would hear her stomach growl and stuff like that, because, well, she forgot to pack a lunch, and, well, she doesn't have any money for lunch. And she didn't tell Rias this or anything, because Rias would have kind of overreacted a little. And he said, "You hungry?" She would say, "Yeah," she would say, kind of shyly. And he would reach into his backpack and he would pull out an extra bento box, I believe it is. "Here you go. I eat a lot," he would say. Issei would have looked at her. "Thanks to my workout regimen, I tend to eat a lot, so most of my backpack's full with pinto boxes and stuff like that." And she would kind of blush. She would say, I don't need it, I'll be fine." Issei would say, "You sure? I mean, I have more than enough food, and I don't want to see somebody that doesn't have food not be able to get food when I know that I could give them one of my pinto boxes," he would say. And after a couple minutes of going back and forth, she would finally agree, and she would take the pinto box and she would say, "Thank you," she would say. And Kiba's watching this from afar, and he's laughing. He recorded that whole argument as well on his phone, and he sent that to Rias. And Rias is like, she watches it and she's like, "I don't know how to feel about this. I'm happy that she got her lunch, but I'm also mad she didn't tell me. How do I feel about this?" And she has all I know that she says, "Not my decision," she would say. And Rias would just smile. She'll say, "I'll tell her to at least tell me next time," she would think. No. So yeah. And I'm sorry. So basically, she would eat the pinto box, and well, he makes his there's only one pinto box that Raphael makes for him. That's only for lunchtime. And the rest of the pinto boxes are just snacks for him. Like, they have like a sandwich. They have like a burger with uh, meat, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and like ketchup or something. And then uh, there's like a protein bar with like 3 cookies in the box as well. And she would say, did you make this? And Issei would nod his head. Yeah, that's a snack. She said, a snack? That's a whole burger with a protein bar and 3 cookies. You call that a snack? Yeah. 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 jumping jacks, and a 3-kilometer run. Yep, that's a snack. Jeez, you must eat a lot at your house. How much do you spend on groceries? Don't know. Wow, she would just say. And, yeah, they would get done eating. And say, well, I hope that we can finally leave and be, friends. She says, well, I can definitely tell you've changed. And I can't wait to see how much you've changed and whether or not we can become friends or not, she would say, with a little smile on her face. And well, out of nowhere, she would give him a hug, and she doesn't even know why she gave Issei a hug in the first place. She just felt comfortable with him. And she would just say, thank you for the food, she would say with a blush on her face. And he'd say, no problem, Kaneko. And he would pat her on the head. If you want, I could make a pinto box specifically for you, so you don't have to pack your own or anything like that. She'd say, are you sure? You sure that won't be like a problem for you or anything? Issei would just unzip his backpack and show her how many pinto boxes he makes for himself. Issei would just look at, he would open his backpack and show her all the pinto boxes in his backpack. Issei would have looked at her and he would say, you ate 1. There's 50 of those. Those are all snacks. No. Say, there are 19 of those, and those are snacks. The one I ate was titled lunch. So, what's another one? Well, what's one more pinto box? She would say, you got a point. And she'd say, yes please, can you make me a lunch please then? And he'd say, okay. What are you allergic to and stuff like that? He would ask, that way, I don't accidentally put something you're allergic to on any food. And she would say, I'm not allergic to anything, and I actually love trying new foods. So no matter what food you get me, I'll always eat it. And he'd say, okay. And she'd say, oh yeah, can I get your cookie recipe? I love sweets, she would say. And he'd say, yeah, sure. You kind of remind me of somebody I know. And he'd say, yeah, sure. That's kind of funny. You remind me of somebody that I know. She'd say, oh, really? What's her name? Oh, not wanting to say her real name because, well, not many people know that, Kuroka is, well, Rias hasn't been informed that, Kuroka is not a straight devil anymore. is there? She said, oh. She's obsessed with sweets like me? Yep. If not more than you, he would say. Yeah, she was kind of chuckle. Oh. Sorry for yawning, guys. I'm tired. And he would say, well, if not more than you, he would say. And then he would write down his cookie recipe and he would give it to her. So, there you go. Have a nice day, Kuroka. And she would say, you too. And she would be blushing, and when he walked up, they would walk to their separate classrooms, because they're not gonna have all the same classrooms. Kiba has the next class with Issei. So yeah, he would bump into. Well, Kiba would accidentally bump into Issei, and well, Kiba did it on purpose, but he made it seem like an accident. That way, he could start a conversation with Issei without making it look strange or anything. And he would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you. I wasn't watching where I was going. Here, let me help you pick up your books." He would say, "They would pick up," and he would say, "Oh, okay." Issei would help Issei. Kiba would help Issei pick up his books. And he said, okay, that was all of them? He said, yep. And what's your name? You look familiar. And Issei would have kind of chuckled and put it back. He said, this is, I'm Issei Hayato. We have the next class together, I believe. Right? You're Kiba? He said, yep. Next period, science with Mr. J. He said, yeah, pretty much. Well, it's nice to finally meet you, Kiba. Likewise. And they would start a conversation. Yeah. Kiba would feel this dark presence around Issei. And as they're walking, a whole bunch of girls start, trying to get in their way and, asking them if they're dating anybody and stuff like that. And Issei would look at them and he would say, oh, look. These two people being perfect over there. Y'all should go beat them up, he would say. And they turn around and say, where? And Issei would grab Kiba, and he would start running down and Issei would look over at Kiba and say, run! And it would run down the hallway, getting to the next class, getting in, and shutting the door behind them. Hey, that was a smart trick. I'm gonna have to take that from I'm gonna have to borrow that from you. And Issei would say, for free. And yeah, they would do that, and the end of the school day would come. Issei exchanged phone numbers with Konoko and Kiba as well. Not to mention that. And you feel like a dark presence around Issei whenever you don't get to know him. Well, whenever you don't really know him that well, but as you get to know him, the dark presence kind of fades away. So yeah, and he's just chilling in his house. Well, he's walking back, and a rogue fallen angel by the name of Raynare appears. She said, I have as Issei is walking across the bridge, a fallen angel would approach him. Of course, she's in a human disguise. And she said, I have a question, she would say. And Issei would turn around and say, oh, and who are you? She would say, oh, my name's Hima. Um, you're Issei Hayato, correct? Yes. She would say, okay, um, I, I would like to ask you if you'd be my boyfriend. She would say. Issei, he would just look at her, and Issei would snap his fingers. Little did he know he trapped 3 other people in this bubble with him. And Issei would change, Issei's whole outfit would change from Mikey to this. Issei, you can cut the act. Raynare, I know who you are. She says, how did you, who are you? I guess Azazel hasn't told you. I am the new Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. I'm the new Grim Reaper, known as the Blue Flame, he would say. And she would say, "What? There's already a Grim Reaper. You couldn't have possibly replaced Themos. I've seen Themos still alive. How are you?" Well, the truth is, I kind of made him the assistant Grim Reaper, and then just gave him, and he just does the exact job he was still doing while he was Grim Reaper, but we just tricked the gods into let me do what I want, basically. But that's besides the point. Look, for trying to assassinate me, you have left me with no other option than to kill you, he would say. Any last words before you die? She would say, you can't kill me. That would start a holy war. Issei would laugh. He would say, a holy war? How is that? I'm the Grim Reaper. I belong to no side. And Issei would, she would create a light spear and throw it at him. The spear going straight through Issei. Issei turning it as the spear approaches Issei. Issei would have turned into flames, much like Perkins the Ace from One Piece. And the spear would go straight through him. Issei going back to his regular body, grabbing the spear and fusing it with his scythe, and then he would jump back, and his spear would begin to glow. And Issei would say, and I quote, "1,000 divine cuts." And he would appear behind her, and her wings would just fall off, and he'd say, "Now, feel the wrath of the Grim Reaper as I take you to hell personally." And then as he's about to start tearing her soul to pieces, Hazazel would appear. That's enough. I need her alive for interrogation. She's joined Kokobile, and I need information out of her. You could take her to Purgatory afterwards. And Purgatory is a separate dimension. Like, Purgatory is the actual hell, and there's 2 hells. Purgatory and the regular hell. Purgatory is basically where people who didn't make it into heaven go. Hell is like where demons are burned and stuff like that, and is the dimension that the fallen angels and devils fight over, basically. And Issei would sigh. He would say, "Fine." And he would let his Hazel go and say, "Y'all three can come out now." And the three people that were watching him would come out, and Issei's whole outfit would change back to this. And he would say, "I'm sorry that y'all had to witness that." Say, "When were you gonna tell us that when were you gonna tell me and Kiba you were part of the supernatural? I didn't know whether y'all were or not, so I decided to keep it a secret. I knew that Sonia was, because her sister sent me here to look after her, and Suzette sent me here to do business with Rias Grimory, and also to watch over her. So yeah, and they'd say okay, and Issei would look at Sachi. He would say, "And who are you?" "I'm Sachi, and I took up fur pawn pieces. You couldn't hope to defeat me," he would say, in a cocky and arrogant tone, like he didn't just witness what just happened. Issei would have looked at him. He would say, "You dare talk that way to the Grim Reaper? I'll kill you where you stand. You do that again." And Issei, he can put up with a lot, but when his patience is pushed, like it just was, because, well, he hates disrespect. Like, when people disrespect him, he hates it. He will kill you. And so Issei is being very nice and giving Sachi a warning. He says, you couldn't if you tried." Issei would have looked at him. "I took out a fallen angel that's leagues above you, and you think I can't take you out?" Issei would have looked at Kuroka and Sachi. "Is this kid really that delusional?" he would say. They say, "Sadly, yes." And that's why I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed what if Deku was turned into the Grim Reaper. Not Deku, what if Issei was turned into the Grim Reaper? I hope y'all enjoyed, and roll the intro. I meant roll outro.
You were caught in a lie, said it with your eyes. Sent to all my homies that you weren't even mine. You didn't think twice, got a heart made of ice, and that shit hit me, did me dirty. I never asked why, and I never did cry. I never told another how I felt inside. Demons don't hide when I'm dreaming at night, and I won't mislead you, you'll miss me. Cause I don't give a fuck about you no more. Give me bad melodies or I'm kicking down doors. You weren't even pretty looking back, and I'm sure you still miss me, that's so funny. I don't give a fuck about you, you swore you would never talk about me before you lied. Looking filthy in your ugly jean shorts. You still kiss me, now shit's history. I don't mind if we speak again. I don't wanna be cool, I don't wanna be friends. Leave me half alive, all my homies, you was flirty. Fill me up with lies and you did me so dirty. Cause I don't give a fuck about you no more. Left me bleeding with my heart on the floor. You were never really mine, I was never really yours. You're the demon on my shoulder, I'm just trying to ignore. And I don't give a shit about your fake ass friends.